welcome to Young Turks, India's longest-running show on entrepreneurship and startups. I'm Shireen Bhan. As we celebrate International Women's Day, this weekend we bring you a special edition of Young Turks, one that features women entrepreneurs and women investors. We talk to them about starting up, the ups and downs of making it work, and the gratification of winning the battles, if not the war. First up, let's meet Vani Kola of Kalaari Capital and Bharati of Seedfund, two of the very few women VCs we have in India. Bharati and Vani, both in their inimitable, straight-speaking style, reveal that most often what holds women back are their own demons. Both strongly believe that women make great entrepreneurs and leaders, and it's only a matter of time before women are better represented in the startup community in India. Let's take a look. In 2006, after a successful entrepreneurial stint in Silicon Valley, Vani Kola returned to India to set up a $190 million venture fund, Indo-US Venture Partners, now known as Kalaari Capital. Vani says that in the US, about 4% of all venture capitalists are women, and by that measure, the industry in India is not far behind. For Vani, the move to investing was a natural progression, but for working professionals, she admits that it's not an easy industry to break into.
Venture capital is a very small inner circle, and it's not something you see a job posting somewhere. So you have to be in the right circle, and you have to have done the right things in life to kind of even get a shot at being able to do this job. And I think, and you have to think about that and plan for that early in your career. And perhaps more women are not aware of this opportunity or this career path. And venture capital itself has been a more recent opportunity in India. So I just think that it's something that many women have not focused and strived for.
Bharati Jacob came into the world of venture capital over 15 years ago. First as the point person in India for investment bank Lazard, and then as one of the partners with India's earliest venture fund, Infinity. After booking successful exits for Infinity, Bharati along with Praveen Gandhi and Mahesh Murthy founded Seedfund, India's first early-stage fund.
Sometimes the challenges you face as a woman entrepreneur in a tech world is especially somebody like me who doesn't have a tech background, does she really understand technology? Does she really know what I'm saying? I have an interesting story. There's a VC investor today. He's one of the leading investors in the country, and he had come to raise funds for his company, which was a high-tech security software company. And I didn't think we at Seedfund should invest, and we didn't. And when he was narrating to me, I could see it on his face that he's sitting there thinking, why am I telling her this? She really doesn't understand. And several years later, we sort of are part of the same community, and I said, I still remember the look on your face, Mr. So-and-so, and you had this look, why am I talking to her? She doesn't understand. So he said, yeah, I really did have, I said, but the fact is nobody else invested in his company either.
Of the 7 investing partners at Seedfund, 3 of them are women, and Bharati says that's not a bad statistic at all, and a sign that things are changing slowly but steadily.
At the time I went to engineering school, which was some years ago, probably 30 years ago, something like that, there were 6 women in my class, and today you go to any engineering school, 50% will be women. But it cannot happen overnight, and it was really not acceptable at the time I went for women to go into engineering at large, right? So I think it's the same thing with entrepreneurship. We need success stories, we need women to say, I want to do this, and the support system around them to encourage them to do that.
A global entrepreneurship study sponsored by Dell in 2014, which interviewed 450 women entrepreneurs in US, UK and India, found India to be a more favorable place for women entrepreneurs to set up shop. The study also revealed that the cost of setting up a business in India is much lower than in the US. And where does the money come from? In the US, the easiest source of funds for women entrepreneurs are usually family members. In the UK, Friends, and for Indian women entrepreneurs, it's angel investors.
What we need to do as ecosystem players is to give them a lot more support to believe that they can be entrepreneurs, believe that they can scale, believe that they can build. Maybe we can have workshops and conferences and have networking events, but we also need to see more successful women as entrepreneurs. I think once that happens, it's natural progression.
When asked if women make better entrepreneurs than men, Bharati says it's best not to see entrepreneurship or even leadership through the limited prism of gender.
We are all restricted by our own demons, by our own fears, by our own insecurities. There is nothing that stops us from, landing on the moon or creating a $1 trillion company. Maybe a woman will create a $1 trillion market cap company. Nothing stops us.
For Vani, what it took for her to really excel in her entrepreneurial stint was unlearning some of her natural conditioning, the social conditioning of trying to please everyone.
We are by nature pleasers, okay? I think more women are that way just by upbringing or culture or whatever reasons may be. But you can't please everybody, and it's a conditioning and a learning that you have to change and unlearn. So some of those things I think took me longer. So if I think about what I could have done better, the things I knew I had to do, I think I could have got on with them and done them sooner rather than analyzing, paralyzing just because I didn't have the guts to do them when I needed to do.
Both Vani and Bharati are proud mothers to daughters, and we asked them what advice they would like to leave for young women starting off their careers.
Live your life to the fullest, not through others' judgments, but through your core convictions.
You're limited by your own imagination in many ways. So I would tell her, imagine big, imagine wild, imagine large, and follow your passion.
Well, on that note, it is time for us to take a break on Young Turks. But coming up next, Nidhi Agarwal's story and how her designer clothes label Karya is transforming power dressing for the working woman.